Hey everyone, my name is Gavin, and this will be a video on how to scroll your mouse over an object, and we're going to get the name of the object that we're currently scrolling over, and when we scroll over that object we're going to display the name in another scene that we're going to overlay into our main scene. Alright, I'm just getting started. So start off, let's hit this plus sign and hit new scene. I'll rename this as HUD scene like this. I'll hit 7 to go in the top view and do spacebar and then add a camera like this. Alright, now that we have this camera, hit 0 to go into our camera view and do spacebar and then add a text object. I'm going to drag this down, drag it over here. Might scale it down just a little bit, and I'm going to rename this text object as display object like this. So now that we've got this named as display object, let's go back into our main scene, go into game logic view, 0 to go into our camera view like this. And let's add an always sensor with these first 3 dots selected, and let's overlay that scene. Overlay the HUD scene like so. Okay, now that we have this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize this and open up the console by doing Window Toggle System Console. So if we hit P now, we should be able to see the text object is now displaying over our game. Alright, now that we have this, add a Python controller and connect it like this. And what we're going to do now is add a mouse sensor. Rename this as mouse over like this and change it from left button to mouse over any. And connect this to your Python controller. Let's do templates Python then game logic simple like this. And let's delete the portion I've highlighted right here. You control and scroll up to make your text larger, and let's rename this as script.py and add this script right here. Okay, now that we have this, what we're going to do is define the mouse over sensor, or const.sensors mouse over like this, and let's get a list of all the scenes that we currently have in our game. So I'm going to have a variable called scene underscore list is going to equal bg.logic.gets gets scene list like this. Okay, now that we have this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to print the scene underscore list to the console. So the list of all the scenes that we have, I'm going to print that right here. As you can see right here, we've got scene and HUD scene. What we want to do now is define a variable called HUD scene is going to equal scene underscore list and then 1. And the reason why we want this is because the HUD scene is the first, or is labeled as well, it's the second item within this list, but since this first scene is labeled as 0, this one's labeled as 1. So if we hit P now, we can see it's going to work, and there we go. Alright, now that we have this, let's define the display object in our HUD scene. So what I'm going to do is have a variable called display object is going to equal HUD underscore scene.objects display object. So now that we've got that defined, we can check to make sure this is accurate by doing this, and it is. Okay. And what I'm going to do now is just have the HUD to make sure this is working. I'm just going to have the display objects have some text on it really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And I'm going to test this out. So we can see it's going to display 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now that we have this, though, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out, and what we're going to have right here is have if mouse over dot positive. What we're going to do is have targets is going to equal mouse over dot hit objects dot name. All right, and let's have an else statement. And this else statement, what we're going to have is have display objects dot text is going to equal just empty quotes. And if we're hovering over our mouse object, what we're going to have is have display object dot text is going to equal a string of target. So we've got the name, and it's just going to display a string of the variable target. So if we hit P, is there an error really quick? Oh, there's not. I just need to make the mouse visible. So let's do bg.render.show mouse and then 1. Okay. And now that we have this, what I'm going to do is hover my mouse over and it will say cube every single time we scroll the mouse over. And if I copy this cube a couple of times, we should be able to see that it will display cube text. Huh, that's weird. Let me check this other scene. Oh, I'll hit the tab key and just delete this right here, I guess. Let's go back into here. We can see it's now displaying the words like this. Alright everyone, this is how you make how do you display the names of an object that you scroll your mouse over in another scene with Python and the BGE. I hope you guys find this very useful. And I'm going to show you the script just for one more second. Alright, here's the script. Just want to make sure that when you're hovering your mouse over, hover mouse over, write name. So just display the name on the object when you're hovering the mouse over, and that's the big issue with this one. Alright everyone, thanks for watching.